We're in final cleanup stage, but this office is coming together. It's gonna look awesome. This wall here is gonna have commercial displays, and of course, this really came together. The water cleared up. I got a Hawaiian trigger in there, Niger trigger. Got a, I don't know what you call him. He's silver and a yellowtail. He's a chromis, and then of course I'm sorry, he's a damsel, and then there's the chromis over there. Then we have a cinnamon clown hiding in there, and glass a little dirty still, but got the zoanthid colony survived. I don't know if the leather, green leather polyps survived. It looks like they took a big duke and they died, so I might have to chip that off. We're gonna give it a little bit of time, but I didn't pay too much for them. It's just a bummer, but it is what it is. When you do a transfer without proper acclimation, you're taking a huge risk, but it is what it is. It had to happen. Of course, we have the peppermint shrimp down there. I got a bunch of hermit crabs. There's snails. There's a sand sifting starfish in there somewhere. And then we got three max spec celestial 35 watt full spectrum spotlight cannons, and they are awesome. They're ramping down for the night, but they really do an amazing job lighting this tank. Just incredible. And then of course I need to get another one, but I do have a wavelength set up, Innovative Marine wavelength. I believe it's the bigger model. It goes right up to about 2,400 gallons per hour. I don't have it at full speed, but I'm just running one, so once I get two, I'll probably turn them down. And then of course, go to the sump area. This is an older tank that was donated, so we did not want to risk it drilling the glass. So I did a hang on the back proprietary system. That's actually a glass piece for my wedding. Kind of funny. My wife pointed that out to me. And it's working as a weir. Goes over into the overflow box. I actually do a pre-filter here, kind of cool. I wanted to make a kind of a Durso style, I think that's what it's called, where you drill a hole in the top, but the plumbing didn't quite fit, so I'm gonna drill a hole on the top there to try and silence it a little bit more. And of course we have the aqua lifter, so if there's a siphon break. I did all this tubing on the fly. In fact, we had one leak and I just used some aquarium epoxy, and then I used flexible tubing. It just was such a hurry that I didn't have a choice. I had to just get it done. Didn't have a chance to, but there is a gate valve hard plumbed in there. And then it goes, of course, to your filter sock. The sump had to be a little bit smaller because I don't have very much width. I have a lot of length, so I'm hoping to convert the 29 gallon I used to have eventually into the sump, and then this will come home on my 30 gallon cube. That'd be perfect. And of course we have a Reef Octopus Essence 130 breaking in, so I do not have it plugged. I have it running just crazy. We have two Reef Octopus titanium heaters hooked up to an Inkbird temperature controller. Of course we have a little bit of bubble trap biological filtration here. Sisa Syncra 2.0 hooked up to vinyl return. Of course I have a little rubble pile going on there. I had a lot of copepods established. I'm not really sure if any of them made it, but I wanted to put the rubble in there to give them a chance to see if they can reestablish. And then of course we had to do a proprietary return, so it's a barbed fitting. This is all glued in, and then of course I made the mistake early on of not, I'll have to touch that up, make that look nicer, but there's a siphon break there as well. So if I have a power loss, it doesn't reverse siphon. I initially didn't realize that I didn't put the siphon break in there, and we had a little flood. But it was a little flood, so nothing crazy. But the fish all made it. The tank, I think, looks beautiful, and we are using lava rock. I know it's a taboo, oh my god, but I've been using these for for almost 2 years now on all my fish tanks, and I have not noticed any ill effects, but I'm not an advanced hobbyist yet. I don't do advanced testing, I do basic testing. I'm still on tap water with the dechlorination stuff, and our tap water here, the crazy thing, when I first started, I didn't even dechlorinate it, and the fish actually survived. So I think our area has really clean tap water here in Longmont. It might even be a mountain runoff, who knows. But I decided to dechlorinate moving forward, and maybe I'll get an RO system if, budgetary concerns. But the zoanthic colony made it. The leather, coral, I'm not sure. But we'll see what happens. And then, of course, I got my desk set up, so, when I'm bored, I have that. And there we go. We're ready to rock and roll. Super excited. The trigger is ecstatic. I actually adopted him from Petco. He was about the size when I got him, and he was in a 10-gallon. So I couldn't resist because they just basically gave him to me for free. And then he went to a 29, and now he's in what I believe to be a 55. It kind of looks like a 60, but I believe it's a 55 long. It's hard to say because this was stand before we whitewashed it. It was made by a father and son, and they cut all the glass. They they had a different trim on this. I did all the trim work. I did the new bracing. This is actually wooden bracing, painted, and then it's coated in silicone. And then I used Schluter bar and a glow paint, and it actually glows. It has an iridescent glow. It's pretty cool. And then, of course, we did the painted background, which came out real nice. And, of course, I painted the inside of the cabinet, all that fun stuff. And then we siliconed around this edging. We tried to remove the tank to transport it, and we discovered they had epoxied the living bejesus out of the bottom of this tank and literally set it into this. So if you move this tank, it's permanent. You have to move the whole thing. Which is a nightmare, but we managed it somehow. But yeah, just real awesome, real happy how it turned out. I'm excited to get more corals in here, get them growing. Just love that trigger. If everyone else died and he lived, I would have been happy, but they all came out alive. So great day, awesome, yeah.